Hello my friends, I'm Harry and you on the SCIFI film channel. Today we will consider the creation of the fourth part of the film Back to the Future. There is a lot of information, a lot of different rumors, let's figure it out. The movie Back to the Future was released in July 1985 and became the highest grossing film in America that year. This film is the first part of a famous trilogy, although initially there were no plans for more than one movie as sequels were not intended. The second part continues the story of the first, but shifts the focus to the future rather than the past. Langshan's, the third and currently final film, brings the main characters back to the Wild West era, completing the trilogy in the present time. Given that the franchise seems to form a closed loop, it's hard to imagine what could lead to a Back to the Future 4. Rumors about a potential fourth film have circulated for years but have not materialized. From a producer's perspective, 2023 was seen as an ideal time for a franchise reboot, considering the current trend of reboots in the film industry. However, fans have a different opinion. The chances of a successful reboot of the franchise appear slim. However, Hollywood has seen more surprising things happen, so one cannot rule out unexpected twists. This summarizes all that has been said about the possibility of Back to the Future 4 over an extended period. Michael J. Fox's acting career began in 1978 with a role in the Canadian Leo and Me. A few years later, he appeared in the show Family Ties, but always aspired to roles where he could showcase his comedic talent. According to Insider, Michael was filming Teen Wolf when he heard about Steven Spielberg's scouting locations for Back to the Future. The role of Marty McFly was offered to him. Eric Stoltz was replaced to bring more comedy to the character. Michael J. Fox was thrilled with Robert Zemeckis' script, accepted the role, and never looked back. He continued to portray Marty in 2 more films and became an integral part of the franchise. It's nearly impossible to imagine Back to the Future without Michael J. Fox. Nearly 40 years after the first release of the film, there have been many discussions about adding a Back to the Future 4 to the franchise. Franchises like Halloween, Scream, and Top Gun have resurfaced in the mainstream with fresh stories. However, when the potential for Back to the Future 4 was considered in 2020, there seemed to be certain doubts about the future of the franchise. In 1991, Fox was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which altered the course of his career. In 2020, he announced his retirement from acting due to the illness, leaving fans with a main question: what does this mean for Marty McFly? In an interview with Variety, Michael J. Fox commented that he doesn't believe in a good reboot and feels they've told the full story. These comments, along with bold statements, confirmed that if a reboot were to be proposed, Fox would not be a part of it. The ongoing question of Back to the Future 4 typically hints at what purpose another film could serve. According to Screen Crush, Zemeckis claims that a fourth film would be a guaranteed blockbuster, but he simply had no idea what the film would even look like. Even as a fan, it's hard to imagine where the franchise could go. The third film ends with Marty and Doc going their separate ways, with the latter embarking on a time-traveling train journey. Of course, a reboot could focus on one of Marty's relatives, but without Fox's involvement, this would be challenging to execute. Back to the Future 4 could also take a route similar to Hocus Pocus 2, where an unsuspecting teenager stumbles upon a broken DeLorean. The potential and possibilities are limitless, especially in modern reboot-oriented cinema. Hollywood is ready to jump on any opportunity to capitalize on nostalgia. It's a hope for significant profits. Despite the reboot talks, fans in New York can experience the story on an entirely new platform. Back to the Future, the musical, is being shown at the Winter Garden Theater on Broadway. Clearly, the show has received positive reviews, and it would be interesting to see how this show transitions from screen to stage. However, the big question on everyone's mind, will there be a continuation, a remake, or a reboot? Fate will eventually set everything in place. On this optimistic note, I say goodbye to you and see you soon, and may the Force be with you. Bye-bye.